Alright, day two of summer bulking. Let's get it. We got shoulders today. Pretty simple. We're just gonna hit the front cap, side delts, and the rear delts. Front delts, side delts, and rear delts. That's gonna be pretty much the base of the workout today. Starting off with shoulder presses is gonna help build, like I said, the front delt and the side delt right here. Worked up to my heaviest weight, 75 pounds. That was my top set, 75 pounds. I started with something light, 45 pounds, and I was just feeling it out. Making sure my muscles were activated with the 45 pounds. That way I was able to do 75 pounds. Here I think I got about 8 to 10 reps. And so 8 to 10 reps is usually the number that I'm aiming for, as far as if you're trying to build muscle. That's a good number. That's a good rep range to have right there. Anything above 8 is gonna help you build muscle. Anything below 8 is really gonna help you test your strength, build strength. But you can do it both ways. You don't have to go as heavy as possible all the time, right? So like I said, worked up, started with the 45 pounders, and then I jumped to 65 pounds, and I did about like 5 or 6 reps. It felt good. So then I jumped to 75 pounds just to do a set with it for 10 reps I got. And that was gonna be it for the shoulder press, dumbbell shoulder press. That's gonna touch up the front delts and the side delts. Moving on to the next exercise, we got this right here. We got side lateral raises. So you know how everybody says spam lateral raises if you want to build big shoulders, and honestly it's the exact truth. So with the side lateral raises, I grab about 15 pounds dumbbells. That's a weight that I can really get about like 15 reps plus with. Like, I will never get like 10 to 12 reps with that. Just 15 pounds, it's a light weight, but when you're controlling it and when you're lifting with your side delt, it doesn't get heavy, but you start feeling the muscle tension build up, which is exactly what you want. You want the muscle to get tight, you want the muscle to get pumped up. That's how you know you're working the muscle. So right here we have side lateral raises. Like I said, nothing below 15 reps. You gotta get that. You gotta get a lot of reps if you want to build those side delts. So the more reps, the better. The lighter the weight, the better, I would say, for lateral raises, because you want to make sure you're doing them right. You want to make sure that your elbow doesn't lift higher than your shoulder, right? So the shoulder should be the first thing up to the top, right? And then think of it as you're pushing the weight up. Sometimes people have a hard time feeling this exercise because sometimes they go too heavy. I will admit, you might be going too heavy, so lower the weight and really use the side delts to lift up that shoulder. So you can see my form here. I'm not letting my elbows come up higher than my shoulders. It is always my shoulders that are pulling the weight up. So don't let your elbows come past your shoulders. Let your side delts do all the work, and that's gonna help you get cap side delts. Spam lateral raises. It is the honest to God truth. It's gonna work. Spam them, lightweight, low weight, high reps, and that's gonna work perfect for your side delts. So here we have on the pec deck. So for the rear delts here, you want to make sure you're not using your back. So the rear delt is just for turning your shoulder, is just for making sure your shoulder can move forward and backwards. So that's all the rear delt's used for. So once you get to a certain point where you're doing this, once you get to a certain point when you're doing this exercise, it gets to a point where you don't want to extend too far back, because when you're extending too far back, you start using more of like your shoulder blade or like your back muscles to pull the weight. So once you get to a certain area that your shoulder can't really move back on its own no more, that's pretty much it. You're targeting the full rear delt right there. So here's another angle right here. Here's a back angle, a back shot. Pause. But real quick, like I said, I'm only really pushing I'm only pushing so far back, and the reason is because your rear delt is just to move your shoulder forward and backward. So once you get to a point where it's all the way back, you don't need to go past that. You don't want to get your back involved or nothing like that, or your traps or anything like that. So here I do a lot of drop sets. After I go my heavy weight, I'll drop the weight, which is what you just saw right there. I dropped the weight to a lighter weight just to get some more reps, because for shoulders, it's not really about how heavy you can go for shoulders. It's mostly just about how many reps you get, because the more reps, the better. The bigger your side delts are going to be. Like, it doesn't matter if you can shoulder press 100 pounds. When if you can lateral raise like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, it's like, that's more impressive. Especially for 15, 20 reps, that's pretty impressive right there. And here we have just a finisher, just to finish off, make sure that the shoulders work good. I hopped on a shoulder machine that is at my gym, so you can hop on any machine that's like a shoulder press. I always finish with machines because they just have a better it's just a different feel with the machine compared to a free weight exercise. With a machine, it's a guided path, so all you have to do is literally press the weight up and back. So versus a free weight, if you mess up any lift, right, you might get injured or something like that. But a machine, you won't really get injured on a machine, because all you're doing is pressing as hard as you can. So you'll see here, I aim for 15 plus reps. I got 45 pounds on each side, so it's only really like having a 45-pound dumbbell. But the key here is to just get as many reps as possible while stretching your shoulder back to the starting position, right? So right before the weight's about to touch the safety rack, you just want to press it up. And then the key with burning of the shoulders, another key is to just do constant reps, non-stop reps, back-to-back reps, nice, slow, and controlled, where you're getting a deep stretch. But just don't stop. Let it burn. Let the muscle burn. And that's how you're going to build some capped delts, some capped shoulders. And so go ahead and watch this video back again if you need a refresher on what just went down. Like I said, shoulders is real quick. All you're hitting is the front delt, side delt, and the rear delt. And once you're done with that, you can hop out the gym and go do whatever you got to do for the rest of the day. Just get good work in, get a lot of reps. And that's how you're going to build those shoulders. Peace.